We have a motion and second to return from executive session.
I'll make that.
Second. 1 second, sorry. I apologize. I was quick on the draw. No, my dad left. All right, we have a motion and second to return from executive.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, seeing none, motion passed. We're going to resume our meeting. George, can you summarize?
Discussion for executive session. Discussion of personnel. Or announcement. And discussion.
All right, we need our approval of our January 15th, 2025 council meeting minutes. Second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View, yes. Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Reardon,
He's not there yet. please.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
Need our approval of our bill requisition list. And motion second.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View, yes. Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
This time we'll open it up, public comment. This is on agenda items only. Seeing no public participation, we're going to close the public portion. We have ordinance number 3 of 2025. This is a public hearing and adoption. This is for the removal of that parking space at 2904 Bayshore Avenue. We have a motion second. At this time, we're going to open it up for a public hearing. Anybody wishing to be heard on this issue, please come up and state your name and address for the record. Seeing no public participation at this time, we're going to close the public hearing. Just to remind people that this parking spot is no longer needed. The resident who lived there needed it and sold it. If there's no questions or comments, can we have roll call?
View, yes. Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution 2025-40. This is a resolution authorizing a contract with Evergreen Consolidated LLC for concrete work at 14th Street parking lot. And this is in the amount of $20,760. We have a motion and second.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View, yes. Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution 2025-41, and this is a resolution authorizing to apply for applications for fiscal year 2024 flood mitigation assistance program grants from the Federal Emergency Management Agency. We have a motion second.
I'll make that.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View, yes. Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution 2025-42, and this is a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement with the Atlantic County Improvement Authority for operation of the links at Brigantine Golf Course. A motion second.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View, yes. Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution 2025-43, and this is a resolution authorizing a change order to 2022 Road Improvement Program South State Incorporated, and this is decreasing the final contract by $35,327.59. A motion second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View, yes. Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Mayor Sarah,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution 2025-44, and this is a resolution authorizing a contract with the Municipal Maintenance Company for a new pump at the Sheridan Pump Station. This is in the amount of $19,920. We have a motion and second.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View. Yes. Lettieri? Yes. Haney?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
We have Resolution 2025-45. This is a resolution granting a revocable license at 235 14th Street North for an encroachment on a city right-of-way. We have a motion and second. Tiger, can you give us a background on this?
Sure, Mayor. So this is a property that has existed there for a long time and has always had parking that did encroach on the city's right of way. It met the planning, go to the planning board for a couple things, and one of the requirements was to get a revocable license for a 1.1 foot area by 36 feet across the front of the property. Although it is in the right of way, it does not encroach on the sidewalk at all. So it's just granting the revocable license that, of course, we can revoke to continue to use the parking. And does not encroach on the sidewalk.
This is one of the procedures the planning board's taking now. Anytime there's a revocable license for use of city property, act to city council. The questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View. Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2025-46, and this is a resolution authorizing refunds for recreation classes. We have a motion and second.
I'll make them.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View. Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2025-47, this is a resolution authorizing a contract with Whitmer Public Safety Group, Inc. For metal-based, stores, stores adapter, special thread. This is the amount of $125,476. We have a motion second. Paul, can you give us an update on this, please?
So what this is an adapter that would be used for the upgrading of the existing fire hydrants. It's a universal thread adapter. So this upgrade will improve our fire operation efficiency. Yes, sir. So anyone coming in and out of town will be able to adapt to it. There's many different types of thread patterns out there. So this will aid in coming in and out of that.
When you talk about people coming in out of town, you mean mutually.
Yes, sir. Yeah, other fire departments
Other
come in
fire
to help. Yes.
Just
Not just opening the hydrants so the kids are ready.
Oh, yeah.
There's no questions or comments. We have roll call.
View. Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2025-48, and this is a resolution authorizing the use of competitive contracting to procure a vendor for the sale of coffee on the Brigantine Beach during the summer season. We have a motion second.
So moved.
I'd say for many years, this has been probably one of the most requested amenities that we've received from people in the city. We have veterans who sell ice cream on the beach right now. A lot of people are asking about doing coffee on the beach. This would begin the process to put out the contract for that. One of the things we want to make sure that we do is that we give preference to our local businesses on that to try to help our businesses succeed. So putting that as part of the specs. And also, we're going to make sure that the products that are sold by our veterans when it comes to ice cream, that the coffee vendors can't sell the same thing and vice versa. This way, both groups can be out there and have an opportunity to succeed without competing with each other. So that's what we're moving forward here tonight. If there's no questions or comments from council, we have roll call.
View. Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2025-49, and this is a resolution authorizing a contract with Mathis Construction for the sanitary sewer replacement Phase 1, and this is in the amount of $4,130,370.15. We have a motion and second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View. Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2025-50. This is a resolution by the city of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing a contract with GE Trailers for the purchase of a new 8.5 foot by 20 foot enclosed trailer. This is the amount of $14,095.50. We have a motion second. John, this is for storage down at Public Works. Is that what this is for? Sounds like it's well past its life expectancy.
It's a good month.
It's
Not
good.
bad.
Any further questions? Not, we have roll call.
View. Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2025-51, and this is a resolution authorizing the professional service of Stockton University Coastal Research Center. We have a motion and second. So Stockton, I can't tell you, I want to say since probably the 1970s with Stu Farrell, Stockton has been monitoring our beaches. The information that they collect is what we use when we do our beach replenishments. It's very, very important for us to have this data. It helps us. Stockton does a tremendous job with this, and this is what we're going to continue to. There's no questions or comments. Can we have roll call?
View. Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2025-52, and this is a resolution by the city of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing a contract to purchase IPERL meters and 520M radios through the core and main LP. This is the amount of $15,968. And motion second. John, are these for the remote water meters? All right, if there's no questions or comments, can we have roll call?
View. Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, we have our consent agenda. We have our Brigantine Elks raffle license number 1095, St. Andrews by the Sea beach request, Clean Ocean Action beach sweep request, dates April 12th, 2025 and October 18th, 2025. So motion second.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View. Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, we have our council manager committee discussions. So the city manager.
Mayor, I'd like to unveil for the first time in public today sign. It's not just any sign. So at our street ends, we have what we have come signed totem. It's like 8 feet tall with a bunch of different signs that each sign says one little thing on there. So we came up through the beach committee, through discussion, Councilman Gilio as well. And also I enlisted the help of many proofs with department heads, John Doring and chiefs to come up with this sign. So we're very proud of it. So this sign is going to replace that huge totem pole signs. So what we did was this sign is the exact same size as 2 existing signs, and Public Works has already been going out removing all the signs that are on these street ends, for the beach, and then I will show a huge crowd what the sign has. So these are the new signs that will be up, and it's got the Brigantine Beach, it's got all the information that was covered on that like 8-foot span of signs is now covered on 36 inches. And this is not an all-encompassing of what, the rules are on the beach. So that's why we put a QR code on the bottom. That QR code will direct people to our beaches and recreation page on our website, where there is also additional, if they want to sit on the beach and read about it, they are more than welcome to scan it on the way by, and they can sit and enjoy our beautiful beaches while they read all about what the rules are for our beach. And also, John Dorian came up with a great idea. On the bottom, we have our Keep Brigantine Clean, Please Leave Only Your Footprints, which is a Clean Communities thing. So we were able to incorporate that, and also all the departments that keep the beach clean and keep the beach safe are also incorporated on this sign. So so for all of you who haven't seen it, that's it there. It's a really, really nice sign. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of everybody that helped make it happen. They are on order, and as soon as they come in, our amazing public works staff will be going out, and any poles that are leaning, they will straighten them up for us, and they will get these signs to start to show up. And this is the first phase. We eventually want to, after this is all complete, we want to look at all the no parking signs and, all the other signs we have to see if we can incorporate, again, to try to just clean up the space so we don't have these huge totem poles full of signs. We can accomplish it on one sign like this. And then eventually we'll look at the 4-wheel drive access. We have giant wood signs there now to maybe clean those up. And, again, we're going to do this in phases. This is phase 1. This is probably the biggest. I think we ordered 70 of these. And we may need a few more at the end of the day when they're all done. But yeah, we're very proud of it. Everybody that's worked on this. And yeah, so that's it. That's our public unveil. Hope you all enjoyed it.
A lot of stuff.
There is a lot of stuff you can't do, right? So you might want to read a couple of these, Councilman.
I really want to thank you and John for putting this together. Like I said, this has been something that's come up through the beach committee for a while. And in fact, I actually received an email from a gentleman probably yesterday or the day before who had noticed that Public Works was starting to take down the old signs and asked if we were definitely doing that, because he's been complaining to the city for years about how those signs look. So he will be very happy to see the new signs. Thank you. It's great. At this time, I'll turn it. Actually, anything from our chief's departments? No. So our deputy mayor, Karen.
All right, congratulations, Christine.
Thank you.
Camp Brigantine registration is up and running. They're looking forward to another busy summer. As of last time I was at the community center, they already had a lot of early registrations. So check that out if you're looking for childcare this summer. I'd like to congratulate Fire Department Lieutenant Mike Lang on his recent retirement. Very nice send off for him last week. Also, I'd like to congratulate the Chamber Board and their new president, Paul Malfitano. And thank you to the Chamber for all that they do for the environment. Okay, I would like to read the list for the Recreation Commission for 2025. By the way, today is 2/5. All right, so for our Recreation Commission, we have Paul Malfitano, Mike Stinson, Frank Burbridge, John Johnson, Ed Fitzgerald, Paul Kabala, Dennis Haney, myself, Karen Bew, Guy Purpura, Paul Danaher, Tom Rapici, Lauren Duran, Bob Galbraith, Jim Mogan, Joe Urbanis, Betsy Doherty, Susan Shotland, Mark Virgilio, and Devin Findley.
Second. I'll make the motion. So all in favor? Any opposed? Motion passed.
I'd like to propose the Golf Courts Committee. We have a few reappointments this year. Myself, Karen Bew, Neil Kane, John Savini, Bruce Hunt, Mike Lang Jr., and Susan Stinson as the Women's Golf Association President is the ex officio.
We have a motion. Is there a second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Motion passed.
And I'd like to move to appoint the Green Team. And that would be Jeanette Kessler as chair, myself, Karen View, Alex Lukatcher, Donna Pekarski, Fran Poland, Shirley Morgan, and Judy Stark.
Motion. Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, seeing none, motion passed.
Go Eagles.
Go Eagles. Paul Lettieri?
Talk about there's sidewalks, curbs. Appointments. John Matthew, Chair, Dawn Jones, Coordinator, Paul Robinson, Andy Grossman, Mike Brodsky, Joanne Yamo, myself, Paul Lettieri, Phelps, John Dans, Police Representative Dr. Tim Adderley, who represents the Italian State, School Attorney, Lisa Wick, School Alternative.
Motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, seeing none, motion passed. Down to, next.
Mayor, first I'd like to appoint members of the communities. Voting members, John Doring, the chair, Charlie Miller, James Doring, Madison Dickerson, Trish Cosgrove. Non-voting members, Vincera, Dennis Haney, Bill Varnish, Ann Phelps, Alyssa Hannon, John DeMatteo Jr., Dawn Jones, Megan Baldwin, Aaron Baldwin, Charles Gill, Pat Orchard, and Jeanette Kessler.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passed.
I do congratulations. Pleasure, our pleasure. It's our first meeting actually without me. So, I know we have a great send off, but I just wanted to, ground running, so all's good. And, speaking of hitting the ground running, we had an inauguration recently, our Commander in Chief has hit the ground running, a lot of changes going on, and for a lot of good country. It's also okay, and let's see. Yeah, big news this week with windmills and wind turbines, the industrialization of our ocean. You know, the mayor, I'm sure he's going to be addressing a good bit with that, and it's just a good thing to see that this has finally beginning to fall apart at the seams, and just the our pristine, beautiful oceans, the mountains, the fish, the bird life out there. It's just the beauty of it all that we've all seen our whole lives, just being down the beach, and just it's actually a very bad and inconsistent source of energy. It's not stable, and it's really going to be paid on the taxpayers' so thank you, Vince, for just all the travel you did going around townships and everything. You know, obviously we had our politicians, etc. So, let's see. I'll finish up with the Eagles. First, I want to say thank you for the prayers, Karen, for Washington. Whitney Philly, that was right where I grew up. I was in the Roosevelt Mall. I can't even count the number of times. East Kleins, it was the big centerpiece part. It was a department store, Roosevelt Mall. Here as a kid, it's 15, 16. We were always me and my buddies, we all kind of hung out there, shop there. And into that driveway, that's the same driveway. We used to, we drove through that driveway a good, I can't even count the number of times. But yeah, very sad. I'm not sure it was hospital. Finally, beat note, go Eagles. Former season ticket holder, just decided to go with the quarterback, the MVP of our last Super Bowl. And doesn't exactly have to be a Philly play, but whatever way to get it done. Nick Foles calling out one of the greatest calls ever, going up to Doug Peterson. He was the man who called that. You got to give Doug Peterson, the head coach here, a lot of credit at that point when Foles just kind of like, you want Philly? He's like, yeah, let's do it. Played it. Will live in Eagles history in the greatest of ways. So it's they will do it on the Sunday. Thank you.
Mike Lang, retired. The opposition definitely right there. My biggest percent it was Russian. We've got Road chair, Paul chair, James Moore treasurer, Kathy secretary, Mary Shaw, Don, Donica, a board member, Lyle Resch is a board member. John, advisor.
We have a motion. Is there a second? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right.
All right, thank you.
Mike's not here, so I got a little extra time. It is very quiet without him. But you know where to find his phone number. So again, Christine, welcome. Very excited. Congratulations. And I'd like to thank Mike Lang for his service to the city of Brigantine. Outstanding career here. Very proud of everything that he's done, and we'd like to wish him luck in the next chapter of his life. A couple committee appointments for the Economic Development and Tourism Committee. We're reappointing Mike Reardon as chair, John Burns, and Angela Reynolds. We have a motion and second.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passed. I'd like to make a few appointments to the Beach Committee. We have Mark Virgilio, Chair, Paul Lettieri, Christina Perry, Tony Saxby, Andy Grossman, Frank DeAngelis, Dar Sadler, Jay Ferreira, Ryan Hurst, Murray Rosenberg, Fran Chambers, Danielle Smith, John Doring, Tim Daly for the Fire Department, and for the Beach Patrol, Fran Messina. We have a motion second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passed. Rich, for the police, we don't have anybody. I don't know. Sometime you could make a recommendation. Who'd like to be on that committee? So he has Bill Hoffman. All right, so then we have a motion and second to appoint Steve Ward to the beach committee. Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none? All right, congratulations, Steve, you're on.
Whatever, we're not.
Chief said so.
Chief,
I'll send him a letter. All right, we have the Cultural Arts Commission. We have Mary DeMarco, Chair, Pamela, I was her last name, Carchidi, apologize. Grace Franzo, Jane Ann Hart, Bob Kearns, Joanne DeMeo, Mike Reardon, Patricia, Pat Orchard, Leah Holcomb, Joanne Shaley, Patricia Valente. We have a motion and second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passed. That's all our committee appointments. Ocean Wind, I will tell you, an incredible victory. And it's funny because I go back to when we first started this battle, about how bad, in fact, Don Williams and some other people started calling me Don Quixote. Oh, there's Don Quixote again fighting his windmills. Until people started to realize that this was a major problem. And honestly, I owe a lot of thanks to Congressman Van Drew and to Senator Vince Palestina, because it wasn't until they got engaged and started talking about these issues that people started to pay attention. When Van Drew got engaged, it became a national issue. And that's really important. It's good representation. It's been a long battle, and there's been a lot of help from a lot of people, from elected officials as well as our citizens groups. You know, one of the most active, most vocal citizens group is Defend Brigantine Beach. They did a tremendous job of helping us to get information out and organizing volunteers and groups all over the county. We had a great coastal coalition of elected officials and citizens groups up and down the entire East Coast. Lawsuits filed at many different levels, really working hard to educate people and fight these at every point possible. And it worked. You can see that the President, Donald Trump, has in essence canceled any new programs moving forward, and any existing ocean wind projects will come back under federal review to make sure that things are done correctly. They'll be cutting any type of federal funding. Governor Murphy has just announced that there will be no more state funding towards these ocean wind projects, and that's the big thing. These ocean wind projects can't work without subsidies. Once the subsidies are gone, there's no interest in any of these companies moving forward. Shell Oil, who is a 50% partner in Atlantic Shores, announced recently that they were pulling out of Atlantic Shores project, as well as all, I'm going to say, ocean wind projects. I know it encompasses a few other things, but all ocean wind projects here in the United States. That is big. The BPU, they did their 4th round solicitation. They were supposed to award contracts to potential bidders. And one of the biggest things that our coastal coalition was ready to file a lawsuit on this is they were going to allow Atlantic Shores to rebid and renegotiate their contract and charge more money for the energy that they produced. The BPU has canceled the 4th round solicitation and in essence has now canceled the Atlantic Shores project because it no longer makes financial sense for them to move forward. We know that this battle isn't over yet. This started under Obama, and I think as early as 2008, died under Trump, came back under Biden, died under Trump again. One of the things we're working on now is federal legislation to prevent anything from like this ever happening again. This is one of the things we talked with Congressman Van Drew about. I know that he shared this with his colleagues in DC as well as with the president, that we can't live in this ping pong of it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. So we're looking to put some legislation in place to hopefully make this permanent. Big push has come from Save LBI, and one of the things we're looking at is the North Atlantic right whale. Where they're proposing to build these structures is right in the North Atlantic right whale's migration path, and they've shown that the sound and infrasound that will come from that will actually disrupt and in essence cause them to become extinct. So we're looking at a protection corridor for their migration, which would prevent any type of construction in the ocean. We think this will include not only ocean wind, but also the potential of drilling oil out there. There's a lot of people that are under the misconception that this is somehow driven by partisan politics, or driven by the need for oil. Nobody wants oil out there. We don't want to drill for oil. I don't think there's any potential plans to do that. We want to protect our ocean. We want to protect our homes. We want to protect our marine mammals, and we want to protect our quality of life here in the shore communities. And I think that we've been able to achieve that. One of the things that makes me very proud, all of the efforts that we put in shows that our system works. This is a government of the people, for the people, by the people. The people have spoken, and the right people in government have listened. And that is exactly how it's supposed to be. So we're going to stay on this. I don't think we're taking our foot off the gas on the lawsuits until everything's settled. But honestly, with Atlantic Shores pulling out of some of the other projects, I think in essence, every Ocean One project in New Jersey at this point is either on hold or canceled. It'll probably make the lawsuits moot, but we want to make sure that this is done and done properly. So we'll keep people posted as we go forward. But again, I want to thank all of our elected officials, everyone here on council. A number of you went with me to other towns, municipalities to talk about these issues. I appreciate the support, and a big thank you to Defend Brigantine Beach and all the leadership there, because they did a lot of the legwork, a lot of the research that really put us in a strong position. And I am forever grateful for that. With that said, we're going to open up public comment. Anybody wishing to be heard, please come up and state your name and address for the record. Yes, John.
John Johnson, 36 Coquille Beach Drive. Congratulations, Christine, in your new position. And thank you for all your hard work and campaigning you've done against the windmills, Mayor Sarah. Excellent job. Thank you for all that. I would like to ask for an update on the status of I'm not sure the real name of the golf course. It's not the 19th hole. What is the club, country club, or whatever the real name is? Could with the status of that update on that place?
I can. All right. So one of the things we're looking at is to build a new clubhouse. First part of that is to get Green Acres approval. We've gotten approvals from Green Acres. They believe that what we want to build out there will be in line with the use of the golf course. One of the things we want to do is actually construct a new clubhouse next to the old one. Once that is constructed and ready to open, we'll actually tear down the old one and return it back to green space. We didn't want to hurt the golf course operations by having to close the golf clubhouse for a period of time. We're working on putting together the final funding for that, final numbers, and kind of negotiating back and forth. And once we have that set, we'll be putting out a public bid for construction. The city would like to do that as a project labor agreement. We have to pay prevailing wage anyway, and I think that this is a good opportunity to create good work for our workers out there, and we'd like to do that.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that you want to support the union workers. Is it going to be a much larger structure than the existing?
It'll be similar. It'll actually have 2 floors. One of the major problems we're having is that the bar space just isn't adequate. And also we're starting to lose some of the normal tournaments that play there because it can't handle the tournaments. So we're doing something to do that. It sounds dumb, but it's a small thing. The current setup of the room isn't conducive to when you have events going on in there, because people using the bathroom or people using some of the other facilities there have to walk through the events to get there. So this will do a reconfiguration. And also the building is in need of repairs. To do repairs or upgrades to the current building would take it above the 50% threshold, which would mean come into the new flood ordinance requirements and would have to raise the building, which really doesn't make sense. So it is much better to construct them.
Okay, I hope it moves forward quickly. It sounds like a great idea. The other thing now that,
John, can I just add one thing?
please,
According to Green Acres, we basically have to stay in the same size footprint. So
Same
it can't be
footprint,
any larger
2
ground wise, but we can.
can't get wider, get taller, right?
Be able to bring in bigger tournaments now too.
Yep.
That's the big thing. Had to
Supporter.
turn away a lot of tourists.
I'm anxious to see it happen. The other thing, hearing that's going to be a coffee vendor on the beach, immediately I thought of, what are the cups going to be made out of? People like to leave trash around. I hate to see the beach get trashier. Is one cup better than the other, foam or paper? Could it be printed on there? Please take the trash with you. Just something to not affect more trash on the beach.
Absolutely. That's actually something that our attorney's working on, the specific type of cup we want to have out there. That'll be part of the bid. And also, if you look at like the ice cream sales at the beach, all of that ice cream comes in packages, and most people are very responsible about either taking it with them, the trash, or throwing it in the trash cans. And on the busy holiday weekends, I know especially on the 4x4 beaches, our public works does a great job of providing trash bags and actually picking up a lot of the trash from the different vehicles. So we are taking all that into consideration.
Very good. Glad to hear it. But my comment would be, with ice cream, you consume 98% of what they hand you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Ms. Phillips.
Ann H. Phillips, 308 27th Street. One question about the turbines. It concerns the day's resolution. I tried to contact him twice and got no response. So is there a resolution? I know that didn't appear, their meeting yesterday, of course, but I don't know what the agenda is for the next one. So where do we stand on that? What do you know about it?
Sure, I've spoken with Commissioner Rich Days, who is the chairman of the Commissioners Board. Talked to him about doing a resolution in opposition. He said he would talk with the other commissioners, but he also wanted to talk with Congressman Banjou's office to make sure that they had the right verbiage. One of the things I think probably to follow up on is with the cancellation of basically all oceanfront projects. I'm not sure if they're thinking that it's still necessary, but we can follow up.
Well, it's still part of our campaign because we want to make sure. So far, so good. But there's still some loose ends out there, and any support would be worthwhile. And in our own, with back to our own county again. So are you saying that there is going to be one, and it might?
Last time I spoke with the commissioner, he said he had no problem putting it up. Wanted to talk with the other commissioners just to make sure there was support. But that was before Shell Oil pulled out, before Governor Murphy decided to cancel the projects. So I haven't talked to him at that point, so I don't know if they still think that it's necessary. So that's really a question for the commissioner, and I can follow up and ask and see where they're at. But like, there's so much going on. I think a lot of people believe that this is done and over. So it might not be on their mind right now.
Well, it sounds wonderful so far. And, but there are still leases out there, and you never know. So any support that can come from the people, because I think that's what helped so much, was the support that came from the people. And that petition over in Atlantic City was very helpful, I think. So that's taking place tonight in terms of the rescission of that ordinance. So I just think it's good for our county to go on record as a county board. Yeah, they did a lousy job when they didn't have all their paperwork completed, but nevertheless, so I just, at this point, I'm going to try and reach, is our
He's the
district
chair.
representative, so he should reply. So I'll keep trying.
Absolutely.
You too.
I'll talk to him as well.
Okay, thank you.
And then for councilors too, Atlantic City had originally approved transmission cables to come through Atlantic City directional boring. Defend Brigantine Beach, working with Jesse Kurtz, who's a councilman there, championed a petition. They got over 2,100 signatures, forced it back to council. They're having a special meeting tonight. It is believed, it's happening right now, that they will rescind the authorization to allow Atlantic Shores to directional board through, which is big. EHT, I believe it was Tuesday, had a planning board meeting where they had to review a proposal for upgrades to the, I don't know, where the electric comes in, there's a better term. Substation, thank you, I'm drawing a blank on that. That's why we pay you the big bucks. For their substation, uh, I guess the proposal came in very deficient. So they had to table at that time because the application was deemed incomplete. And so that's still pending. But honestly, and I understand where Mrs. Phillips is coming from, that with those things hanging out there, once they're settled and done, it puts us in a better position. That's why we need to stay on top of it, because you are correct. The leases are still there. And that is the big federal question. Does Atlantic Shores or Shell Oil, who I think actually owns the leases, do they have the ability to sell that to someone else? The good thing is if they sell it to someone else, I don't think the approvals go along with it. And then it would fall under the executive order of the president where no new leases would be issued. But what if somebody sat on it for 4 years? Right? That's why we need to address it at the federal level. And that's why Mrs. Phillips is asking for our county commissioners to take a public stand on where they are. Absolutely. I agree with you, Mrs. Phillips. Thank you. All right, if there's no other public questions, we're going to close the public portion. Any final council comments? Seeing none, can we have a motion and second to adjourn? All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passed. Thank you for coming out and watching your council team at work, and go